Well, this next one, Heather, your daughter's written in.
Hello, sweetheart.
And very sweetly, the subject line is, Sinisterhood saved my daughter's life.
So that would mean it's my granddaughter.
I suppose it is.
Yeah.
I found your podcast after your collaboration with And That's Why We Drink. I've been a loyal fan ever since. I turned my daughter onto your podcast because the both of us enjoy, for some odd reason, true crime and paranormal stories. We will often get together for brunch and discuss the previous week's episodes. I have to say I'm feeling a bit choked up writing this down, but you guys saved my daughter's life. Or maybe more accurately, constant warnings about watching out for your surroundings and creepy people saved her life. She lives in a town surrounded by bars and restaurants. One night while she was walking home from dinner with friends, she noticed a creepy person walking with her. As she was telling me this, she stopped, very seriously, and said, "Mom, I knew exactly what to do because of the podcasts we listened to." She looked the guy dead in the face and aggressively said, "Do you need something?" He stopped in his tracks, looking shocked, and she felt like maybe this was the end of it. She'd called him out on his creepiness and he would leave embarrassed. That's not what happened. He just got creepier. By the time she reached her apartment, he was approaching her quickly, and she knew he was going to try and get through the front door. So she mustered up all of her badass fight, ready to defend her space and herself. She started yelling and telling him to get out or get away. She made enough of a ruckus that he finally left. She opened up the security gate, ran inside, closed it tightly behind her, and called me. The reason I'm reaching out to you guys is because it's scary to have an adult daughter out in the world who you can no longer protect. And the work you guys are doing is protecting us by making it okay to be loud and scream and fight back. Women are no longer getting the message that they're supposed to be small and polite and quiet. When she called me, she said, "Mom, I wasn't going to let him get me. I can't thank you enough for what you do for all of us. Even if this isn't online, I just needed you to know that your amazing comedic podcast makes my week, but it also saves lives."
I'm crying right now.
Same.
Because that message of like, you don't have to be small.
You don't have to be small. And it is a very, I think about this often with my kids of right now, like you have some semblance of control over, their surroundings, where they go, their safety. But at some point you do have to like, just be okay with like, they have their own life now. They live somewhere else. I'm not constantly, seeing them every day and getting updates and stuff. So being able to like it's hard to like ever let go because they're still your kid.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's your heart outside your body.
For sure. And it means a lot to think that you as an adult mom, you as a mom anonymous to your adult child can still feel like you've got a little bit of a safety net, or you feel okay because she's going to be okay because she's paying attention to what people are saying. I saw a very moving TikTok the other day, which I'm pretty sure I liked, so we can link it. I'm always like referencing these TikToks.
You gotta like them.
I've now just started saving everything because
I like
it's so much easier.
Now.
Yeah. But it was from an older woman who was talking about her experiences as a younger woman starting off in the workplace and how she was a teacher and how like in her first teaching job, she remembers like leaning across a table to get something and like one of the male teachers smacking her on her butt, and like that was like commonplace, and that was just kind of accepted. And then at her next job, like it was still kind of accepted that like women are thought of as less than, and these comments that are made towards them, we just laugh it off. And she was talking about how when she was watching the Golden Globes, how it was so different. It was the first time she ever realized these jokes are still being told by comedian Joe Coy about, he was taking shots at Taylor Swift and just like taking shots at Barbie, and which was talking, in ways that was
like,
completely
did you not watch
against,
the movie? You dipshit.
Probably not.
Oh no.
And her point was none of those actors laughed or even cracked a smile at the jokes he was making. And then they were later criticized for that. Like Taylor Swift was like, oh, you can't even, laugh at something that's being said. And Ryan Gosling, when they were talking about how he was the only one nominated for that movie in a movie that's all about female empowerment, the only one that gets nominated is the man.
Yeah, nobody saw the irony in that. But no, you're right, though. I think in the past, people would feel obligated to be like, oh, ha, 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 ha. Yeah. And now it's like, well, it wasn't funny, so I didn't laugh. And it's like, and to go back to the previous story, the fact that note said smile on it, I'll kill you right here where you stand.
No.
I'll kill you. No.
Sir Garther will come alive and rip you limb from limb. But her point was we're moving to a space where those things aren't laughed off. And we're not, it's not okay in the workplace or any place for somebody to hear something like that or do something like that. And we're all just like, ha, 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 because it's uncomfortable and you don't want to. No, call people out. Make them feel uncomfortable. That's how people's behavior changes, or at least it stops around you and it's not happening anymore. So the more people that are like, you don't have to be quiet. You don't have to be small. Make a big fucking fuss. This is your life. You get to live it how you want. Don't let anybody take that from you. More people that say that, I think, will start to get to where you see more of this. You're like an adult and you're like, man, this is different than when I was even a kid. I mean, I'm 45 and things are different than from when I was in high school by a landslide. We still have ways to go, but I often wish I could go back to my younger self and just be like, shake me. What are you doing letting people talk to you like this? You deserve better.
I'm going to choke myself up, but it caused me to cry on a run one day when I was listening to, I can't remember what song it was, but I was honestly thinking about you. Oh yeah, I'm going to cry.
What? Wait, can I guess what song it was?
Yes, I'll give you a hint. It's a Taylor Swift song.
Oh, okay. The Man.
Oh, that's a good one.
That song gets me choked up.
That one does make me cry. When I was at the show and the like 10-year-olds next to me were scream singing the lyrics, I was like, a revolution is beginning. But it was actually Long Live, which I really love that song.
Oh, I love that song.
That always makes me think of you.
But thank you. I didn't know that. Does.
Oh yeah, that's my like every time it comes on, I'm like, these lyrics like hit. But I was thinking about you, and I was thinking about all the times that you say that where you're like, man, I wish I could go back and I could just shake myself. And I sort of told you about this once before, but I'll share it with all of our friends here, is that like, it makes me think of the end of Buffy the Vampire Slayer where she can like take the power, but instead she gives it to everybody. So like, you can't go back and like change how you acted, but by how vulnerable you are on the air and you empower me to be vulnerable and you empower me to be a stronger person, that I am I think a close proximity version of what the work that you do by what the empowerment that you do for women and for others. And I think we have untold friends that we've made through this, much like my sweet daughter, Anonymous, and her granddaughter, who is,
I'm sobbing right now, which is why I'm not talking.
No, you're fine. But I was going to say, but like you can't go back in time, right? So you're taking all that power that you would have had and you would have only been the one to have it. And it's so much more powerful now because you're choosing every woman that could be a slayer will be a slayer. So you're making slayers out there, baby.
That's so very sweet, especially since I've never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But I love the ending. Now I know.
Yeah, sorry, spoiler alert. But
same for you. I mean, you've empowered so many people to continue their education, to follow their dreams of going, to law school or to leave a job and do something that they were more passionate about. So thank you. And I echo those same sentiments to you. Long live all of us who we can't go back. And that's very poetic way to put it. We can't go back, but we can discuss what we've learned to help others make better decisions in their present moment.
I envision women and people of all ages, all of our friends of all, our ladies, gentlemen's, theys, friends, and NBs of all kinds. I hope that people listen to this that have ever felt powerless, find a way to go like, I at least have two homies standing behind me, and it's Christy and Heather. And they told me, like our friend on the Judge Christy that said, I talked to a lawyer who talked to a judge and they said this. So the fact that we can empower people, that's the greatest gift of all. And I want to do this show for a billion years, because if one person's like, get the fuck off my porch, or get away from me. Do you need something? Can I help you? And teaches somebody that they found the wrong bitch today. that makes me feel good. Right? So thank you all for sending these stories.
Oh, so much. I mean, we've always said the reason if you're watching this on YouTube, you can just see how my makeup is like pouring down my face. We've always said the reason we wanted to start the show was to solve a cold case. And while we haven't done that yet, I feel like we maybe have helped prevent some. Maybe, like just knowledge and people having better knowledge of like your surroundings and not being afraid to stand up when something doesn't feel right, and get yourself out of a situation you feel uncomfortable in, which is exactly what Anonymous's daughter Anonymous did. Anonymous squared.
Anonymous Jr.
I love it though. And we love when people listen to the show together too, like couples or sisters, kids besties, and their parents. Yeah, we also have to give kudos to, and that's why we drink, our homies over there too, because they're doing the work as well. And we're so glad that you found us through them. Yes, we love Em and Christine very much.
Anytime, I'll plug them every single day of my life. They're the best.
They're fantastic. And just as nice in person as you would think.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Anonymous. And please tell your daughter we're so very proud of her. And
tell her Mamaw loves her.
We're super proud of you also, because you raised a kid that knew what they needed to do. And you're part of that too. You listened to those shows with her. That led her to that. So good on you, Mom. Mom Anonymous. A mominous.